Hey y'all, Ray of Moonlight here with another crazy story. This time it is a true crime story. And I did take notes this time so I can remember what bullet points I want to touch on. This story right here is deep, okay? When I say it's a crazy dark story, it's got a crazy history. It is based in Pasadena, California, my hometown. And I did not have it. I kind of heard about this when I was young, but didn't know the volume of it. It's pretty deep and dark. So yeah, before I get into it, I want you to grab your popcorn, grab your drink, grab your candy, whatever, Hennessy, whatever you want. Whatever tickles your fancy, you have that, okay? Because this one is a wild ride. But first, I want to give my deepest sympathy and condolences and respect to the families involved in this, because this was a very, very awful deal that happened here. It should never have happened, and I just want to wish those families blessings and love and light. So this is really deep. Okay, let's get off up into this story. So I'm taking to my notes right now to see what I want to tell y'all. I already know what I want to tell y'all. I just want to kind of make sure I format it right, because I get off track, because y'all know I'm raw, right? Okay, y'all, here we go. I'm going to give you a little background story on this. So, in the year 1929, there was a gentleman by the name of Charles F. Lamb. Charles F. Lamb started a funeral home on 415 Orange Grove Boulevard in Pasadena, and it was a prominent funeral home. He had a son that he left it to, and his son ran it for many years. It was a very good ran funeral home back in the day in 1929, to the time that his son did get this facility. And his son then turned it over to his daughter. Her name is Lorianne. Sorry, let me start over, because I'm going to give you her name right now. Her entire name. Lorianne Lamb Sconce. In turn, she was married to a man by the name of Jerry Sconce. Okay? Now, Lorianne and Jerry Sconce went on to have a son by the name of David Sconce. David, I guess, grew up in the funeral industry, learning the ropes, all of that like that, and teaching him how to, run this place and do well with it or whatever. But his, I guess, training was in the crematorium. I want to say he was trained to run the crematorium, because that's where he ended up being, which later on you'll find out why I'm making the face that I'm making. Anyways, David ended up taking over the crematorium. And I'm going to try to make this long story short, because I don't have a lot of time here. Excuse me. So David started getting wild in this crematorium. He went from burning 194 bodies up to 8,000 bodies, because David figured he could take and stuff more than one body into these crematorium ovens. Mind you, they only had 2 ovens, and they weren't located at the Lamb Funeral Home. They were located at the Mountain View Cemetery, which is right up the road from it, on off of Woodbury Road and Fair Oaks. So he ended up going up there, and him and his cronies would do all this crazy stuff. His cronies came up with a name for him. They called him Little Hitler and like the Cremation King, all that stuff like that. So anyhow, making a long story short, David goes ahead and he leaves his cronies up there around 1986, and they end up stuffing like 19 bodies in to this crematorium oven. and leaving it. I guess they go off to go do whatever the crazy stuff they do and abandoned it and left it there. Anyhow, it ended up clogging up, and burning the whole crematorium down. So yeah, David comes back. He knows he can't afford a crematorium. It's expensive. It's about $25,000, which is probably about doubled in 2026 these days. So anyways, he ends up going all the way out to Hesperia, California, which is about an hour and some change from here, from Pasadena. And he ends up buying this ceramics, like a ceramic plant, okay? And inside these ceramic plants, they had kilns. Kilns, if you know what a kiln is, an oven that cooks ceramics and makes them harden, okay? Now, this man went in this crematorium and started, in this plant, and started burning the bodies in there. It got so bad that people in the neighborhood noticed black smoke coming, funky smells, like it's nasty smelling out here, ash covering the cars, whatever. Anyways, some gentleman decided to call the fire department, and the lieutenant came out, and he went over there, and David was supposed to let him in, but he did not let him in, and it took so long for him to come back to the door once he answered it that he called for backup. Backup came in, they walk in this place. There is just a gruesome scene. What I'm talking about, like feet spilling out and hundreds of pounds of flesh spilling out of these kilns, and it smells and it's dark and it's nasty in there, and he's in there burning bodies, and also not even just burning bodies, but stealing gold off of the bodies. He boasted to a friend that he made about $5,000 to $6,000 off of gold teeth, selling it to jewelers. He also was starting a company with his parents that was called the Coastal. Hold on, let me grab the whole name for you here because I wrote it down. So this place was a place that sold eyes and stuff like that for science and for medical school. They ended up stealing and harvesting body parts without the consent of family members. They were selling all kinds of parts to this place in North Carolina. It's a firm that deals with medical school and sending out those types of delicate parts to these schools for research purposes. And this was I'm going to tell you exactly how many because I did write them down here. So they ended up selling these organs, a total of 136 brains, 145 hearts, and 100 lungs. Go figure. And then they all ended up arrested. David was arrested for murder because he attempted to murder a rival who was also a man who owned a crematorium who suspected him. So he tried to get his cronies to beat this dude up. And he went to jail for that, and he got 25 years to life and was paroled in 2023. His parents ended up with 3 years and 8 months apiece, and I don't know what they're doing now, and I didn't see anything following up on them. Anyhow, also, I don't think this is justice. I think they should have suffered a bit more. Also, if you want to go visit, the place is still running. It is not a mortuary, of course, but it is an immersive experience going on over there. And they do comedy shows there as well. You can do an escape room there. It's part an electrical wholesale store, and also like a tour that you can go on, and I'll link that if I can in here to let you guys know what it is exactly. But yeah, thanks for listening. I'll follow up in the comment thing here. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I wish I had a longer time to tell you, but I'm going to learn how to do that in the future. Okay, you guys, be blessed. Thank you for listening, and don't get haunted, y'all. Bye.